Orangeburg County, South Carolina, 1968. Some of the black leaders struggled to convince the owner of All-Star Bowling Alley to serve and allow blacks in. The owner refused to acknowledge any law that treated blacks as equals. February 5th, black students from South Carolina State University entered All-Star Bowling Alley and left peacefully after they were asked to leave. The next night, they arrived surprised by police waiting to arrest them for wanting equality. After the arrest, more students started popping up and popping off. Next, a window of the bowling alley was broken, and police began beating protesters with billy clubs. That night, 8 students were sent to the hospital. Student protesters submitted demands of integration and the elimination of discrimination within the community. McNair, the governor of South Carolina at the time, called in the National Guard after commenting that black power advocates were running amok in the community. February 8th, students started a bonfire in the front of South Carolina State's campus. Authorities used that as an excuse to begin firing into the crowd of 150. Cops fired carbines, shotguns, and revolvers, which lasted around 10 to 15 seconds. This kind of sounds familiar. 28 people were injured in the shooting, most of which were shot in the back as they were running away. At a press conference the next day, Governor McNair said the event was one of the saddest days in the history of South Carolina. Then blamed the deaths on outside black power agitators. It's like a fucking Hook the White Supremacy theme song or something. And then said the incident took place off campus, contrary to fucking evidence. The federal government brought charges against the state patrolman in the first federal trial of cops for using excessive force at a campus protest. All cops were acquitted, even though 36 witnesses said they did not hear gunfire coming from the protesters and no students were found to be carrying guns. Sounds familiar? Do your connections. Hit facts on facts on facts tab for school days. In a state trial in 1970, National Program Director of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC, Cleveland Sellers, was convicted of a charge of riot related to events on Tuesday at the bowling alley. The protest was on Thursday night, though. He fucking did 7 months in prison. In 1973, he wrote The River of No Return, the autobiography of a black militant and life and death of SNCC. But mainstream media only remembers Kent State, though. And now you know. No one's 120 degrees of the cipher. Add on.